Dear Saturday stream, I want some advice because my friends have started pointing something out to me and now I can't get it out of my head. I've been seeing a guy for the past 4 months and over the last year, things have been going really well. That don't even make sense. So you've been seeing him for the past 4 months, but over the last year,
I was gonna say maybe they've been like
friends.
friends for the year. But
Oh,
then
you
they've
think
only
she's
been
saying she's known him for a year?
Yeah,
And they've been
yeah.
saying, okay, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt on that. So she says, we speak every day, we go on loads of dates, and we even went on a European holiday together.
Proper.
From the outside, everything seems perfect. But here's the issue. Despite all of this, I've never met his family, never been to his workplace, never been to his home, and I don't know any of his friends. At first, I didn't really think about it, but my friends have started questioning why I haven't been introduced to anyone in his life. I don't want to seem paranoid, but now I'm starting to wonder, am I being hidden or am I overthinking this? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. First of all, 4 months is not a very long time. That's actually a drop in the ocean, really. 4 months. So for 4 months, especially in the world that we're living in today, I would say it's still very early. So you can't start overthinking this thing. This guy could just be trying to make sure that there is a future with you, which is why you're saying that things are going well. You don't feel bad about this guy. You haven't said that he's mistreating you in any way. So it could be a thing that he's looking for a little more longevity before bringing you into his personal space. Remember, a man's home is his castle.
Indeed.
A man's family, he probably don't want to bring you around yet. You probably need more time. 4 months is nothing. This is where we go back into the conversation about friends as well. Your friends are giving you something to worry about that shouldn't really be a worry. 4 years is no time. You can, if you were saying you dated him for even a year, still young, but let's say you were saying a year, I could say, okay, you should at least know where he lives.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
Period,
After a year, you should know where he lives. But 4 months, there's still a lot of learning. There's still a lot of learning. There's a lot you both have to learn about each other within that time frame. You don't know his history, the age group.
Yeah. Because that will dictate a lot still. To me, I would imagine they're going to be young, man. They're going to be probably what?
No age has been mentioned.
No age. Just based upon what... Actually, no, continue. Sorry, continue.
Okay, so all I'll say is this, All I'll say is this. And I get it. All right, so you haven't met family. You don't know where he works. You don't know where he lives after 4 months. Okay, let me go to the other side of the coin. You should at least know where he works or what he does for a living. Matter of fact, no, you should know where he works after 4 months. If you've been on holiday together.
This is the point.
If you've been on holiday together, even though you've said it's only European, you should at least know where he lives. What happens if he dropped down when you're on holiday? But 4 months is still... I imagine after 4 months, you're probably sleeping together. Nah, man, you're supposed to know where he works at least. But
as Weston's putting 3 red flags up, and I'm putting flags up as well. So
just before you go in, last thing I'll say, but just before you go in, is it a red flag for me? For me, I'm still gonna say it's only 4 months, and the brother, you gotta look at history. When you guys are getting into these relationships, I'll always say, talk to a person about their past. We don't know, has he been hurt before? I was talking to a young guy who was saying that he was dating a girl, come to find out she was seeing someone else. You know what I mean? So that kind of got him to the point where he was a bit concerned moving forward.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say. Noble, come true.
No, I get it. And you do have to protect yourself 100%, and that's male and female. You have to protect yourself, and you have to put up barriers at the start of any kind of relationship, whether it be romantic or whatnot. You have to put certain barriers up to do what? A barrier is going to protect you. So it seems that let's play righteous advocate first, based upon what you said as well. Based upon his experience, he may be putting these barriers up, which is unusual for protection purposes. Let's put that out straight away. But again, a man isn't an island. A womb man isn't an island. What do I mean by that? You come on your own to that courtship, that dating kind of vibe. But what brought you there is your family, number one, and your friends. So me knowing you, technically, I'm knowing your friends and your family. But why haven't I met any of those two? Because those are vital to the person who you are today. The representation of yourself, because let's not get it twisted. 60% of us, if not more, don't present our true, authentic self straight away. We represent ourselves to your potential mate.
1,000. 1,000. It's a situation where 4 months, very short amount of time, but because you've traveled together, you definitely should know more. Leaving the country is a very dangerous thing to do with someone you don't know. So I can definitely understand that side of it. But I'd say ask him.
Yeah.
I'd say ask. I would say ask him.
Well, before you continue in that, let's stick with that because for me that's a big thing. You're courting, you're dating, however new kind of terminology you want to use today, but you should be courting first. It's only 4 months. You know what I mean? So that's early stage, 4 months into a young relationship, which will be courting slash dating. You're going to book a flight with Jet2 and go to Malta for a week with this brethren and this sisterins. Now, to me, as you said, well, who's your next of kin? What if something happens?
Exactly.
You got
Even
your
on your holiday insurance, you're supposed to put down
Come on.
who's the person that would be contacted.
Yeah.
And people, when you send these things in, they haven't answered Zulia. They haven't said ethnicity, if they're an immigrant, nothing. They haven't said none of that. I don't know. Should we ask people to put that stuff?
Nah. Well, at a minute, well, age range. I don't necessarily think you need to put down your immigration status, etc., or potentially ethnicity, unless it's appropriate to the question. And I would just suggest put as much information. You can be as vague as you want. As I say, we're not going to put no names on out there, but give us a little bit more to work with. The question's cool, but without certain additional information, we're kind of just being all over the place with it, just to cover all of the bases.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think rather I would say if it is me, go to the brother and just say, yo, after 4 months, we've traveled abroad. Why don't I know the answer to any of these questions? And I see in the chat, Westerns put red flags and D42 said the man's got a wife. Those things could be true. I mean, that's what I'm guessing it sounds like, but I'm giving the brother the benefit of the doubt because it's only 4 months, but those things could be true. So I'd say to prevent heartache or any further heartache, say to him, yo, what's the reason why I haven't met you people? And depending on his answer, that will depend on how you navigate. Now, I will say this. If he answers and you ain't happy with that answer, you need to make a decision or you need to put a time frame on it. Okay, after a year, will I get to step into that world? If a man says no or what, I know it's a difficult one because it's not a one size fit all. This could be a damaged person.
Yeah.
We don't know. It could be someone, we don't know.
But then also, let's look at the mechanics of this courtship. 4 months. Let's say out of a 7-day week, they're linking 3 times. She's let's say week 1, they're together 2 of the times, and then the 3rd time she goes to her friend's house to introduce, or to go pick up a bottle of prosecco or whatever the hell, you know what I mean? Pick up a little juice skirts, whatever the hell, you know what I mean? Oh, yo, this is my new, you know what I mean? I'm caught in this geezer, da. Yo, Johnny, this is Sarah, da. Next week comes 3 times linking again. Throughout these periods, you're not just, I'm just being real. I'm going back to when I was courting. I wasn't just intensely with that person. I was taking her to my brethren's house, they were, or, if it was the elders, they'd pick me up so I could get a ride rather than using the peasant wagon and all them thing there. You know what I mean? So they would see the people who and then when you're out and about, you're gonna, especially back then, if you're in Brum City Centre, you're bumping into everybody, oh, you know my man as well. Oh, yeah, I used to go to school with her. Oh shit, you know my man. Okay, get to know the friend circle and who that person is. It's not forced. It just happens. To me, 4 months and there's been no interaction on the brethren side. That's hard, man.
If it sounds as though that my man's just checking you at your yard,
It's a flex. It sounds like to me.
it sounds as though, let me go into the other side of the convo. There's a few things you've missed out in this. If my man's coming to your yard exclusively, you ain't meeting no one and he's just coming there and jumping into bed with you and then getting off before the sun rises. And then the only time you've done anything is when you've gone abroad. That's a red flag.
Major.
That's a red flag. Now that side of it, it could be that a man don't want to be seen like that. And then you start going into the region of why don't he want to be seen like that?
Yes.
And then you start asking yourself, if he's seen, who's he going to be seen by? And who are they reporting back to?
This is the point.
There's that side of it as well, because you've been very brief in how you've described this. But if this man is going back to your place of a night time and is enjoying you, or you're enjoying each other or whatever, yeah, if that's what you're doing, then you could be in for some heartache,
Yeah.
You could be in for some heartache. You're going to have to address the concern because, a man's supposed to, at very least, share where he works. Because that ain't nothing that needs to be hidden.
Now let's go to the home business. So there's two options now. We've got, he either still lives with his mother and he's ashamed that he still lives with his mother and doesn't want, I'm a big man, like I should have my own place kind of thing, and his own flat, well, because it won't be a house, or his mother's house isn't up to par with the woman he's now there with. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe he's living in squalor, yeah, and she lives in a normal, kept, clean house. So he's like, yo, I've got one here. Everything's blessed, but if I expose her to my environments and my people, them, and how we live in this, in filth, maybe she'd be like, nah, boss, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm going to put my bloodline, we're going to cross bloodlines, and this is how your people rolling.
Yeah. The chat, everyone's saying, so D42, let's go in here. Let me go back to Zulia. 4 months, but I'm sure he's already smashed. I promise, dude, he's an immigrant from Asia or Africa. Dude has family back home, and dude wants Western woman fun time. D42 said he must have legal status, otherwise he wouldn't be able to leave the country.
Exactly.
But he's definitely hiding something. Zulia said visa, 4-year stay. D42 said I think he's got a woman. It sounds like it could be. It's one or two things, people.
Yeah.
Yo, so I'm gonna say it like this. It's one or two things, and you're getting the real Saturday stream verdict. Is A, the guy has been hurt in the past. You're still very young in the communication, and he's scared to take things to the next level, and he's trying to give it more time to get there. That's one. Or two, it's that he's got a woman and he's using you for a bit of fun, and that's why you don't know nothing. So this is what we're going to do. Saturday stream, this is what we're going to do. Put a 1 in the chat if it's because he don't want to get hurt and it's only been 4 years. And put a 2 in the chat if it's because he's hiding a woman. And we're going to leave it right there, that one.
Yeah. That see what I'm saying? With the limited information we had, we covered it. I think just to expand it before we start seeing the response. Let's say this was big people in their 30s, coming up to 40s and stuff. I don't think I would. There's anything additional I would add outside of. I would more lean to number two, as D42 saying
Mm.
they're hiding something, boss. Because when you get older, there's why within the first week or two you're supposed to know. Actually, saying that,
Should at least know friends.
this is it, man.
Even just a one friend, your main friend.
Yes,
Even if man's got a woman, yeah, your main friend should still know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Your main friend should still know. My man's got his girl, but you see what I mean?
He's got this piece on the side. You know what I mean?
We got 3-2 so far. Even if you're a silent listener, pull it in the chat
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He's got a woman.
because we're gonna start going through some of these things together.
Definite, boss. Definite. Based upon the age range, sorry, I would say it's a younger couple. And let me pose a question and also some advice as well in this situation and in up and coming situations, especially for women, and also for the men. As a man, especially being young, it's all about, ultimately having that dance in the bed. Yeah. But that's sacred and it's a very precious act and it should be still viewed as that. So for women, understand, understand, and overstand how virtuous your punani is, okay? And on your courting journey and your dating journey, don't just drop the G strings or pull them to the sides and have that momentary lustful fun. Really get to know people because lust and fun, sex, very similar. Interesting consequences, but that's not the be all and end all.
Facts.
If you two come together and say, listen, you look hot, say I'm looking hot, I'm just looking to bust nuts. That's it. If you two come to a mutual arrangement and don't get it twisted, that's from what I hear, that's more of a thing now. This, this 1960s peace, love, and happiness, free love, man. It's free love. If that's your thing and everyone's aware, then do your thing. I'm talking about the normal folk, the normal people who actually want to be with someone, find a king, find a queen, and be with them for the rest of their life, most high willing. These are the steps you're going to take. If you just want to have fun, be upfront, and just tell it like it is. It's more easier to do that these days than it was when I was coming up. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
put it out there. If your intentions is I want to be committed, lay the foundation, man. Lay the foundation. Don't just look at the fun. Listen, you've got your fingers, and for men, you've got Angela and Pamela. They've served you well up until this point, right? Just make that a little bit more of a sacrifice so we can have some longevity in regards to these relationships and not have these because as we've highlighted, 4 months, my man's slapping them cheeks. Yeah,
If you got on holiday, definitely.
come on.
If man's taking you on holiday, definitely. But there is brothers that will spend their bread to make sure that they've got a little thing on the side. So yeah, just do your due diligence, man. That's all we can say. So D42 says, on a more serious note, has she done Claire's law on this man?
Ooh,
So that's
that
where,
is an excellent point.
highlight that, Noble. Break that down.
Excellent point. So, man, so having the ability to check the criminal history on your potential courter, your partner, understanding, understanding, and overstanding. Have they been in trouble with the police for domestic violence? Do they have a track record of this thing? If so, maybe I shouldn't be taking up with this person. It's protection, man. Protection. Doing your due diligence.
1,000.
Not many people even. I'm glad they said that. D42 big up because any sisterins in here now, put that down if that's something that's in your mind. If you're not with your subsequent other, is that something you've even utilized? Have you utilized this system? Have you even thought about, outside of doing the knowledge? I met this brother named Marky at the cookout still, blah 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 blah. Oh, from down flipping 187 Maple Drive. Yeah. He's connected to this person still. Yeah. Nah, he's all right still, but watch out because da 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 da. If you can get, you can get a bit of information, but you get his jacket specifically relate to if it's harmful or not to indulge in activities with this being.
1,000. Aisha said, too many women take up man from anywhere. Zulia said, she left details out because she knows what's up. This woman is dangerously naive. Yes, you got to do background checks on people, criminal history, everything. Where is her male guidance? Yeah, 100. All good questions, man. All good questions, people. And all I'd say is these are facts. Like, the history of a person is just as important as the future of a person, especially when
Yes.
you're bringing them into your life. You need to know where this person's coming from. Why is this person hiding? Now, obviously, I'm going to be very dramatic now, but when you watch them series and all of that, usually men that are hiding their identity, it's because they're running from something. So yeah, it's something. Put it like this: getting something like that wrong is way too costly not to do your background checks.